Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. This is MUFC Transfer Talk. And of course, we are talking Harry Maguire today. But first of all, welcome back to AdamMcKola TV. If you were with us in the early hours of the morning, you would have seen us go through that penalty shootout. We beat AC Milan on penalties in a pre-season friendly, the first in the International Champions Cup. But we're back here today to talk transfers. Who will Manchester United be signing? We know we still need a couple of players. Will we get those players in the transfer window? We've got up until August the 9th, which gives us about 2 weeks to get our business done. 2 weeks tomorrow to get all of our business done. So we have to get moving and moving sharpishly. We've pretty much known we need a central defender. All of us, I think all of us, Manchester United fans, have felt we need a new central defender because the defenders that we've got at the club, I think Bailly is good enough. I think Lindelof could prove to be good enough. I think Rojo's a good squad player to have. We've got a few good younger players, but the relying on Smalling and Jones just hasn't worked for Manchester United over the years, and it's time to move on from that. And I think moving towards a new central defender is the way to go. Of course you got Bailly, of course you got Lindelof, but I think we need one more reliable one alongside those guys because we just cannot rely on Smalling, Jones and even Rojo. So this news comes as a massive, it's welcomed by me because I definitely think we need a central defender. I've been saying it so much. Nevertheless, it did look like we were going to go after Toby Alderweireld. We've been in talks apparently for Toby Alderweireld, but I've got absolutely nowhere. Spurs were apparently asking for Anthony Martial. All these, big fees for Alderweireld, a player that would have to leave for around 25 million next year, and his contract's expiring, and they've not agreed a new one. So the fee that they're asking for Alderweireld doesn't make any sense. Now, where does this news come from in relation to Harry Maguire? Sky Sports News are reporting that Harry Maguire, Leicester City, Manchester United have made an approach with Leicester City for Harry Maguire. They want to know how much he'll cost. They want to know whether he's available, whether we can get him. Now, obviously, with 2 weeks to go up until the Premier League season, with after the World Cup Harry Maguire has had, Leicester City are in a very, very good bargaining position. He's also not long signed a new contract at Leicester City. So having taken all those things into consideration, it's not going to be the easiest move to make happen. Is it a move that I want to see happen? Look, I've been saying we need proven quality at centre-half. Now, do I think we should sign a player off the back of just a good World Cup? No, we shouldn't. When you look at some of the quality of opposition that England played at the World Cup, Panama, Tunisia, Sweden, some of those teams, in fact, most of those teams, apart from Croatia, apart from maybe Colombia, would struggle in the Premier League. And you think, okay, the level of opposition wasn't great, but he did perform under pressure. And also, I don't think it would be a signing purely just based off this season, because we've also seen Harry Maguire. He was voted player of the season at Leicester. He's had a fantastic season with Leicester City. Obviously, not the level of a club of Manchester United, but nevertheless, he has done very well throughout the season as well. So maybe it's not as knee-jerk as some would think, but nevertheless, what will be knee-jerk about it is his price is going to rocket up. 70, 75 million, 65 million. You're hearing all sorts mentioned in regards to a price for Harry Maguire. And the price is going to be absolute craziness. Now, am I completely sold on Harry Maguire? Do I think Harry Maguire is the man to solve our central defensive problems? I'm not sure, is the honest answer. I'm not sure. But would I be willing to go with Harry Maguire over, say, Smalling or Jones? Hell yes. If it meant Smalling leaving Manchester United, I would be all for this move. Because as ruthless as that sounds, as bad as that sounds, United need to improve. Chris Smalling isn't good enough for Manchester United. Phil Jones can't be relied upon. So we need to resolve these issues. And we're not going to resolve these issues by every time Chris Smalling scores a goal or does something decent, or Phil Jones has a good game, going, oh, I know, they're not too bad, let's just keep them around. Because you know what? That's cost us far too many times. And some will look to our defensive record last season and say, our defensive record was good, Adam. Well, It may have been good, but I think if we played as a team and we opened up a little bit more, that defence would get exposed a lot more. And I also think they don't fill you with confidence. They can't, especially Smalling. His passing ability isn't great. His composure isn't great. You know, and I think these are the things that Harry Maguire, Toby Alderweireld are good at. I think Toby Alderweireld is more proven. Harry Maguire, he's got more age to him. So you're going to get a player that's going to improve. You're also going to get a player that's English, so he ticks one of those homegrown quotas. But again, I'm not 100% sold on this one. So I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, I really hope this one goes through. I'll be gutted if it doesn't. But I am intrigued by it. I am quite keen on it because we do need to improve our central defence. And I think Harry Maguire would be one to do that. I think the price we'd end up paying for him, if Leicester City were to turn around and say, you know what, we'll sell him to you, I think it'd be over the top for what he's, the player he is. But you've got to expect that when Manchester United want an English player, especially after he's just had a good World Cup as well, you have to accept that. What about Sandro, says Amir? It's all gone quiet on the Sandro front. Sam Knight says De Gea makes our defensive record look good. Have to agree with that. Brian says we can't play Jones against Hazard ever again. De Gea has a lot to do with our defensive record, says Marco, again repeating the point that Sam made in the comments. We need a leader, not Maguire, says Anantu. I think Maguire, just by the way he plays, is naturally a leader. Not saying I would give him the armband, but I kind of do get what you say. Maguire isn't the kind of player that's going to come and like demand the instant respect of everyone and everyone's going to be looking up to him. But then again, you can't say that about Alderweireld either. What has Alderweireld done in his career? He's a very good player, but what has he won in his career? Not much. So it's not like he's going to come and be like, wow, he's won the Champions League, he's won this and that, we need to listen to him. But I do get what you're saying in that aspect. Maguire's not a player that's going to come and, you know, automatically demand that respect of the players. Our squad is stale. It needs refreshing in defence, says Robbie Jones. 100% agree with you. Swap Maguire for Smalling and Jones. Kill 3 birds with 1 stone, says Jesse. I like the sound of that. Are we going to sign anyone, says Tom. I'd like to think we will sign anyone. Whether it'll be enough for what we need, I'm not sure. Whether we'll get the amount of players Jose Mourinho wants, I'm not sure. But I hope we get this centre half. I really do. His ball playing will be drilled out of him by Mourinho, says Gareth Southgoat. Smalling and Jones for Maguire. Another one suggesting that is Martin. Maguire is better than Smalling and Jones, says Abu Bakr. I have to agree with that at the moment. Although I do think Jones is very, very similar to him. The only thing with Jones is he's a lot older. He hasn't proven as much. And his injury record. But, yeah. He's almost as good as Vertonghen, says Sai. If Leicester reject Maguire bid of 65 mil, do you think we need to pull out of the deal? And if so, where will that lead us, says Alberto. It's a good question. Will that lead us back to the door of Toby Alderweireld? Will we continue to push for the player knowing that we're getting a player that's younger? And Lantu wants a leader like Bonucci. Spesh says, I just don't want to pay too much for someone who has so much more to prove. What you've got to realise is in 2002 we signed Rio Ferdinand for £30 million. And although Rio Ferdinand was, and at the time, a lot better player than Maguire is at this time, I do think, you know, 50 million, 60 million is the new 30 million. It's kind of something we come to expect now. And you've got to think, he's English, plays in the Premier League, we're Man United, he's had a good World Cup. The price is guaranteed to be 50 million plus. Guaranteed. We weren't going to get him for less than that. Fizzy says, am I a fan of the window closing early or not? I am not a fan of the window closing early at all. It is a little bit of a silly one for the Premier League clubs to agree to do this in World Cup year. I could maybe understand it when it's not World Cup year. But in World Cup year, when the players are coming back late, you can't really make negotiations. And the thing is, yeah, guys, we can't make any signings after July the 9th. Sorry, August the 9th. But clubs from outside of England could come and sign our players. So that's a problem as well. Get your thoughts in, guys, on the latest news coming in from Sky Sports that Harry Maguire is subject of interest from Manchester United. They've made an approach with Leicester City for the 25-year-old centre-half who played for England at the World Cup and played fantastically well. Now, there's been rumours of a valuation of £65 million for Harry Maguire. Will Leicester City get that? Will Manchester United get their man? Do Manchester United actually want him? Or is this a smokescreen for someone like Toby Alderweireld? Because you've got to think, Sky Sports don't always get things right. They don't always get things right, you know, guys, Sky Sports. So you've got to take that into consideration as well. Would you take Harry Maguire? Would he fit straight into our first team? Who would he be partnered alongside? Who do you think he should be partnered alongside? What would a centre-half partnership of Bailly and Maguire be like? What do you think about that? Because surely Bailly is our number one choice at centre-half right at the moment. So let me know what you think about that as well in the comments below. We've got 250 people watching at this moment in time. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Get hitting that like button. Get your thoughts in on Maguire. I'll be reading out your comments as well, so keep them coming in. Rio was a freak. He would be 100 million plus. I'm not a fan of either of the window closing early, says DL Gittins. I want Trippier, says Tom Talbot. He's another Spurs player, not going to happen. United Espin says 25 million at most for Maguire. I think that's a little bit unrealistic, to be totally honest with you, mate. Are you living in 2005? It's not that year anymore, mate. It's 2018. Van Dijk went for 75 million, for fuck's sake. So you've got to take that too into consideration. What do you feel about Marshall leaving mid-tour? Says Rishab. His partner's having a baby. Now, it's come early, a week early, so it's unexpected. I think a lot has been made of it, and I think we just need to relax on that one. Do you still think we're in for Alderweireld, says Ian Turlington? Possibly, mate. I'm not getting too carried away with these Harry Maguire rumours because, as I said, it could be a smokescreen. It could be something that we're saying to them, yo, we're in for Harry Maguire, so if you want us to buy Alderweireld for whatever price we bid, then you need to hurry up and take the bid. Otherwise, we're going to go elsewhere. That could be what Manchester United are doing as well. Remember when Sky Sports said we had a deal wrapped for Gundogan, and Jim White said Benassi is on his way? Exactly, Paul McKeown. We have to take that into consideration too. Yash says Maguire is better than Smalling, Jones and Rojo. I wanted Varane, says Abraham. Unlikely given that he just won the World Cup and the Champions League as well. I mean, at least no transfers during the Prem season is good, says Rafat. They will be back in January, obviously, but I do get what you mean. It is a good thought. It is a good idea. I just think applying it in the season of the World Cup is ridiculous. Back three of Maguire, Bailey and Lindelof, says Jonathan. That sounds quite good, actually. Nathan Jones says Fosu, Mensah. Varane, Bonucci instead of Maguire, says Yash. Real Madrid ain't selling Varane. Bonucci's a lot older. Tom Talbot says been a shit summer. Got all the deadwood still in the club. Haven't signed enough, says Tom. McKola, how you confident you're feeling ahead of the season? At the moment, I'm not really setting any predictions or any expectations because I still think we've got a lot of work to do. If we went into the league campaign with this squad, I think we'd see a similar finish, maybe second. I think you could possibly see us win the league, but unlikely. We need to strengthen that defence. I think going forward in midfield, we've got enough. We've got players that should improve on what they did last season. Pogba, Lukaku, Sanchez, Martial, Rashford, Lingard, etc. But then going back, I don't think Bailey should be playing more regularly. But other centre-halves, Lindelof may be playing more regularly. But apart from that, I don't really trust any of our centre-halves. So I think if we don't buy a centre-half, we'll be shooting ourselves in the leg in terms of trying to get that title back. Do you think we'll be playing 3-5-2? I don't think we'll be playing 3-5-2 regularly. We saw us try it a few times in pre-season before. I think it could have just been one of those things in terms of the players that we had available. Now, if we've got a similar selection available for the game against Leicester City on the first day of the season, then of course I could possibly see us going with that again, but I'm not sure. Is Ashley Young still our left back, says Yash? Yes, he is. Unfortunately, he's still our number one left back, but he could be needed at right back now. So we could have Young at right back and Shaw at left back because of Antonio Valencia's injury, which may be keeping him out until the start of the season, which is a frustration for us given that we've got other players out already. Centre back defence wins titles, attack wins games, says Faizan. Smalling or Jones plus 40 million for Maguire, says Mohammed. You know what, this one occasion I think something like that could work. Maybe Stones isn't, and we ain't getting Stones. When do you think the entire squad will be ready, post international break or before? Probably just after, where I think we'll have a team that is the whole team edging full match fitness and no issues in terms of anything else. Hopefully we don't pick up any injuries. But guys, let me know what you're thinking about the latest news regarding Harry Maguire. Manchester United have apparently made an approach for him with Leicester City and want to make a bid. The rumours are Leicester City want £65 million for Harry Maguire, and whether Manchester United will bid that or not remains to be seen. Obviously, if that does happen, I will keep you up to date here on AdamMcKola TV. But for now, guys, I'm going to head out of here. So make sure you're keeping it locked. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, sharing. To you guys that stuck with us through the technical difficulties as well, I really do appreciate you all. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And for now, I'm getting out of here. But leave your thoughts below on Harry Maguire. See you later.